Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to Love It, Thank It, Bring It. This is our live weekly series where we take on a topic living the I Have Today way with passion and purpose and following the three-step process of Love It, Thank It, Bring It. So what that is if you are new to us, what we do is I Have Today is all based on the processes I developed about living your life by the three steps, which is love it, love every single thing that shows up in your life, no matter what it is, because you're alive and it's there to teach you something. Thank it is to be grateful for whatever it is, because it's there for a reason. And when we live in gratitude, the things that we have to be grateful for expands. And then bring it is the power piece of the process, and what that is how you take whatever's happened to you, where you've shown love for it and gratitude for it, and then how do you move forward after having had that experience, and really how do you show up in your life. So if you are here for the first time, I want to say welcome. And if you want to, I'd really appreciate you saying hi in the chat box so that I know you're here, and let me know where you're from, and any questions you might have and what brought you here. So anyway, if you see me here on Webinar Jam looking over to the right, it's because we're on Facebook Live as well. So I'm not distracted from you. I'm just talking to two audiences simultaneously. So I just wanted to let you know that, okay? Thank you. I appreciate that. So what we do with this series, this webinar series, is each week we take on a different topic, and it's based on the input and the feedback that I've gotten from you and my clients on some of the challenges and the issues that have presented themselves in their lives. So I take on one topic each week, we talk about it, and we address some of the issues, challenges, share some stories about it and how that's showing up in your life. And then I give you 3 strategies, tips, tools, techniques on how to really create awareness for that, change that around for you. And it's in those subtle shifts that magic happens. And we only do one topic per week, so you can really focus on it, so you can implement those strategies for a full week. And what happens is that creates anchors and new habits. Remember, we don't ever remove something, we replace things. So when you do that and you create those subtle changes, it creates this momentum, and in doing that, that's what creates lasting, permanent change. So cool, right? So I picked, it's a decision to be the topic this week, and I'm giving you 3 strategies on how to create more time, more money, and freedom in your life, because those are the things that come up the most from what I hear from my clients and from my audience. So, and if you've never created awareness about your decision-making skills, this is going to be really eye-opening for you, because decision-making affects every single thing we do in our lives. Think about it right now. I mean, how are your decision-making skills? Are you a quick decision maker? Are you a good decision maker? Are the decision-making skills that you're implementing in your life right now costing you money? Or what's worse, are they costing you time, which time is so precious. We don't ever get our time back. Money, we can always make money, but time, once it's done, it's done. And that's why a lot of the work that we do is we focus on living I Have Today in the present moment. Be present in your life, because it's so important to do that. So that's the way this ties in together. And so one of the problems, I know we talked about last week, one of the biggest problems is confidence. Another one of the problems is decision-making skills. And these two are linked together. So if we don't have good decision-making skills, it's because we have a lack of confidence. And if we have a lack of confidence, that's because we don't have a sense of clarity or focus in our lives. We don't really have a clear, defined picture of what it is that we want. And so we spend a lot of our time unfocused and directionless. And that causes unhappiness and depression. And so in order to have a happy, fulfilled life, you've got to get a clear picture of who you are and what it is that you want. Get that focus and that clarity. And when you have that, you'll have a higher level of confidence, and you'll be able to make better decisions. So you see how it all works together? So it's really important to understand that piece of it. So I personally had looked at my decision-making skills. I thought I had pretty good decision-making skills. You know, I'm a pretty decisive person, but what I found out is I did not have nearly the decision-making skills that I wanted to. And it was showing up in my personal life and my professional life. A lot in my professional life with being a new entrepreneur. So I know if you're an entrepreneur out there, you have so many decisions to make all the time. You know, you're running the show. And so it's important to have this skill really fired up because we're constantly making decisions. So what I did is I decided to make a decision to really look at my decision-making skills and tune into them and study decision-making and how that's affecting my life. So that's how I was able to develop these 3 strategies, which are so good. I am so excited to tell you about these. So what I want to ask you is, why do you think it is that so many people, hey Morgan, so many people have trouble making decisions? Why? Why is it? It's because they're so afraid to make the dreaded mistake. And the thing is, what I want to say, what I know for sure, and I preach this all the time, is I just don't believe in mistakes. There are no mistakes. If you view things instead as lessons along the way, then you realize that you can never make a mistake. You've just made a decision, and then you can make a new decision. At any time, you can decide to make another decision. And that's how decision making works. It's not ever locked in. You know, you can decide to go out with a guy. I'll just throw that example out there. And you make a decision to go out with him, and then you make a decision to go out with him again. And then you make a decision like he's not the right guy for you. And no harm, no foul. You just make a new decision. Same thing with your job. So are you in a job right now that you're happy with? Are you staying there because it's the devil that you know versus the devil that you don't know? And I know this issue comes up for some of my clients. I know this is an issue for a lot of people. This is an issue for personal friends in my life as well, that they stay in a position too long because they're so afraid of the unknown. And the thing is, until you take that leap and that risk, you're never going to know. You have to be able to step through that fear and make another decision to change your life. And I personally made a decision to quit my job, my great, steady, you know, I had it for 20 years, high-paying job. It wasn't like it was going anywhere, but I made a decision to walk away from that to pursue what I'm doing now. And I can't even tell you how happy and fulfilled I am doing what I'm doing now. And was it scary? Is it still scary at times? For sure. But it took a decision to change my life. And when you make a decision, however big or small, it changes the trajectory of your life in a massive, grand way. You don't see the degree down here, but it shows up later in your life. And that comes with making decisions. So I want to read my notes here. By deciding not to make a decision, whether you're in a marriage and you don't want to be in that marriage anymore, or you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, or you're in a job you don't want to be in, or you're in a body that you just don't want to be in. It's not, you're overweight, you're unhealthy, you're smoking, you're drinking too much, you're taking too many pills, you know, you're not working out. You know, all of those things are decisions. And by you not making a decision for you, it's costing you your life. It's costing you your time. And it's literally holding back the things that you want in your life that I know for sure are sitting right here waiting for you. And it's your lack of decisions and your decision-making skills that are keeping that out of your life. So let's get into this and let's talk about the strategies, because I'm so excited about them. So the first strategy that I have for you is, it's a formula. So I'll talk you through it first, and then I'll show you what it is and how I want you to implement it in your life. So in order to make a decision, you have to have a desired outcome, okay? So the outcome is the ultimate goal, right? So the outcome is you want to start running. So you want to run a mile today. It's an easy thing. And I mean, the outcome could be anything, but if you think about it, we have outcomes all day long. You set an outcome when you get out of bed, what that day is going to look like. You set an outcome when you're brushing your teeth. You set an outcome when you're deciding what to wear. You just set an outcome on what you're going to eat, and then who you're going to meet with, what you're going to do, where you're going to go. All of that stuff are the end results, which is the outcome, right? So how do you get to the outcome? You have to set intentions to get to the outcome. So you intend to get up, get dressed, go out, all of those things. So there's intentions along the way. Well, how do you set the necessary intentions to get to your outcome? You have to move towards each intention. It takes action. It takes movement. So the formula is, here, I wrote it on a Post-it note. M plus I equals O. Movement towards your intentions create your outcome, okay? So decide your outcome, number one, set the necessary intentions to get you there, and then move towards each intention. So what I want you to do is, if you have Post-it notes, great. If not, get yourself a couple of these, because these are so great. Write this formula out and stick it everywhere. Stick it on your nightstand, stick it on your vanity table, stick it on your makeup mirror, stick it in your car, stick it on your desk, stick it on your computer. I want you to have this around for a week, okay? The week that you're implementing these strategies, so that this is a constant reminder, and this will create an anchor in your mind. And all of a sudden, this is gonna be embedded in there, and you're gonna keep this at the front of your mind, and you're gonna be thinking movement, intentions, outcomes. And it'll fire up your decision-making skills, okay? So that's strategy number one. Okay, strategy number two, if you did my 30-day challenge, then you know this. If you haven't, then this is fresh for you, but this is really good. I want you to make decisions, fire decisions like this all day long, all day long. Get up, wake up. If you think about going to the gym, go to the gym. If you think about what you want to have for breakfast, if it's eggs or if it's toast or whatever, make a decision. Make decisions all day long about everything. Try as little as possible to do ums and hms and ahs, or I don't know, what do you want to do, or where do you want to go? Just decide and watch the power that is going to have on your day, the impact that's going to have on your day. Now it may seem silly and little, but I will tell you, when you start doing that and you create a habit of deciding like that, fire off decisions all day like that, you're going to do that on the big stuff too. So if at work, you're going to do it. When you're doing that, that'll help you, do I want to hire that contractor? Do I want to work with that attorney? Do I want to go on that trip? Do I want to XYZ? It'll start to fire that up, and you'll make business decisions so quick, which is really critical in your business if you're an entrepreneur, or even at work. The point is, you do not want to be wasting your precious time. Remember, it's a perishable commodity. So that time costs you money, and that costs you your freedom. And this is your life, and you get the one shot, and it's right here, and it's right now. It's today. So that's my strategy number two for you, is I want you to make quick decisions all day long. Okay, strategy number three is I want you to listen or read books on decision making. There are so many experts out there, so that's what I did. When I wanted to fire up my decision making skills, one of the things I do is I follow and work with Michael Bernoff. He has helped me tremendously to create awareness about this and help me in my decision making skills. So I work with him directly, and then I also listen to many of his CDs and audios. One of the things I did is I read this book by Greg McGowan. If you have not read Essentialism, I highly encourage you to get this book. This book changed my life. And if you don't know about this book, it's about 2 years old. But what he did here, I got my notes here, is he breaks it down to 4 steps, that really create a life that allows you to decide what's important to you, what it is that is important to you. And I just want to, give you two little things out of here. So he talks about the non-essentialist versus the essentialist. And the essentialist says yes to only 10% of opportunities. 90% they say no to. And have you ever heard the expression, it's either a hell yes or it's a no? Live your life by that motto and watch how fast and skilled your decision-making becomes. Because if you're not bubbling up with excitement about a decision, then the answer is no. And it's okay to say no. So he also says, uses a narrow, explicit criteria like, is this exactly what I'm looking for? Because if it's not exactly what you're looking for, again, the answer is no. So make a decision to say no to it, all right? And then one of the other things that I wanted to highlight out of here that was so important is between the non-essentialist and the essentialist. I'm only reading the stuff from the essentialist side. And I'll show you this book in a minute. I devoured this book, and I highlighted it, and I refer to it all the time. And one of the other things that I do, I know I'm having a squirrel moment, I'm jumping all over the place, is Ken Portwright taught me this. You know what? I have such powerful influencers, colleagues, and teachers in my life. And I am so blessed to have them. I just wanted to make that point because I have them in my life, I'm able to impart this information to you, which this is such a great tip from Ken Portwright. Ken Portwright will read a book and he'll highlight it. He'll read it one time and highlight it in yellow. Then he'll read it another time and he'll highlight it in orange. And then he'll read it a third time and he'll highlight it in pink. So 3 different colors once a year, he reads a book. And that is so great for locking in that knowledge. But anyway, now I got back to the point. Sorry. It's my ADD, my divine disease. The essentialist has a mind that is focused in the present. Sound familiar? Tunes into what is important right now and enjoys the moment. Okay? So pick up a book, get something on Audible, anything that's going to help you with decision making. Just Google search books on decision making and wait to see everything that pops up. But I love, love, love this book. So anyway, if you get my blog, if you're registered for my blog, you can, if you're not, go to my site at I Have Today, click visit my blog, and then you can register for it. On this week's blog, I'm going to have a link to Greg's site where you can get the book and all sorts of tips on him. So I'm going to include that in my blog this week. So that is strategy number 3. So we all seem to be racing towards something. This is what I want to emphasize. And what are we racing towards? What is the hurry that we feel like if we don't say yes to everything, then we're going to miss something. And you know what we're missing? We're missing our lives. What's important to us? And in order to define that, what's really important to you, you've got to have really good decision-making skills. And again, let me re-emphasize this. You can't make a mistake. Decision-making is critical, and you can make a decision and then change your mind and make another decision. No one gets to judge your life. Nobody. Not even your spouse, not even your kids, not your family. Nobody gets to judge your life. You get to decide whatever it is you want to do, and you get to change your mind. And how anybody else feels about it is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. And if you haven't read my book, I highly encourage you to get my book too and learn my EEDs, learn my emotional energy diffusers, to know that anyone else's opinion just does not matter. It has nothing to do with you. You are the one that's in power of your life. You're the one that's in control of your life. So critical decision-making is going to have such a powerful impact on your life. Okay, so let me do a few more things. We're about 20 minutes in, so I just want to take a few more minutes. I want to give you the affirmation statements, which I always do. These are really powerful. So if you give you a quote, and then I'm going to give you my offer for this week, okay? And I really want you to take me up on it. let me get over here for 1 second and do that. Okay, so the affirmation statements are this. The love it statement is, I love that I get to decide about everything in my life. I love that I get to decide about everything in my life. Okay. Thank it is, I am grateful for my strong decision-making skills. I'm so grateful for my strong decision-making skills. And then the bring it statement, I love this one. It's my life and I'm the one who decides what's right for me. It's my life and I'm the one that decides what's right for me. So I had to look at it. Let me read it one more time. It's my life and I'm the one that decides what's right for me. Okay, so let me do the strategies again. Okay, strategy number 1 was the formula. Remember, M plus I equals O. Put Post-it notes everywhere so that this gets ingrained in your brain. And then number 2, fire decisions all day long. All day long. Small, big, does not matter, because doing even those little ones will really help facilitate your decision-making skills of the big ones, okay? And then the last one was to read or listen to as many things you can on decision-making as possible by the experts out there, because you're gonna pick up so much knowledge, and I know that I have. So, so what I'm offering you today is a 20-minute strategy session with me. I know a lot of people have taken this up on me, and those of you who are clients of mine that are on here, you know how effective that was in shifting your life. And what you're going to get from me is we're going to look at all the areas of your life in those 20 minutes. I'm going to be able to pinpoint and define what's most crucial and critical for you in your life right now. Because sometimes we think it's one thing and it could be something else. And there is such value in having somebody else who's an expert look at your life, because we can't see ourselves. Remember, we did the show on this. We don't see what others see, and sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us. So it is so valuable to have a strategy session done, because none of us do this alone. I've said this before. I have several coaches. I have a mastermind group, and I have 2 accountability partners. So I need all of that support in my life to help me move my life forward, personally and professionally, with my health, with my mindset, all of it. So a strategy session is going to give you, I'm going to give you a roadmap, because you will, if you're on the road to nowhere, then you need a map. You need the navigation system. So this 20-minute session will be, we will look at all the 7 areas of your life. We will pinpoint what needs to be addressed first, what you need to look on, and we'll put a roadmap together for you. So you will walk away with usable steps that you can implement into your life today. Because remember, I'm all about today. I'm all about ease, flow, and ease of execution. So I want you to click on the link and get a strategy session with me. You're going to be taken to a site, and Bree will hook you up. My schedule is filling up. I know next week is really, really busy for me. And then the following week, we have a lot of things going on, but I definitely have openings, and I definitely want to work with you. So please click on the link and sign up for my strategy session. So I'm going to leave that up there. And then let me scan my notes, because you know me, I kind of fire through everything. But I just want to say to you that thank you for spending the time with me today right now, because you did this, you know, you're going to look back on this moment, you know, 30 days from now or 60 days from now, and look at the progress in your life, because you were here today and you took action on your life today to fire up and hone in and tune in your decision-making skills. That's going to have such a powerful impact on your life. I can't even tell you how much it's going to. And then you're going to remember this moment and say, I'm so grateful that I have this forum to work with Diane and share this time with her, where she's sharing these tips, tools, techniques with me that have really changed my life. So, and I believe in you, and I do this for you. It is my mission in life to do this for you. You know this is. So I appreciate you being here with me. Please take me up on my complimentary strategy session. Go to my website at I Have Today and buy my book. If you don't have it, please buy it and implement the EEDs because they're life-changing. And then sign up for my blog, which is tied into each weekly webinar. So you get a copy of it there. And then if you want, I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you right now, but if you want to reach out to me directly, you can at info@dianeforster.com. I got a lot of people that requested the questions from last week, so I appreciate that. And again, I am here for you. I work with clients one-on-one. I do this. I do other things. I have other products and services that are available for you. So it is my pleasure and my mission to be here. So I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Fire up your decision-making skills because they're going to change your life. And then mark your calendars for next week's webinar because it is on setting intentions and outcomes. I said this to you before, each week is building on each other. So last week it was about the questions that you're asking. This is about decision making. Next week it's about setting intentions and outcomes, and everything is building on the week before. So imagine your life a year from now, how different it's going to be. So I love you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Let me know how decision making is changing your life. I answer every single email and I'm here for you. I love you. Bye. Take care.